Okay, here is a demonstration of how to identify the major scale on which a melody is built. So here you have a tune you know and love, My Country 'Tis of Thee. You have a treble clef staff, we're in 3/4 time, and I've given you the starting note, D, as well as occasional other notes. So this is the tune but it's been hacked up, as you can see. A lot is missing, and your job is to fill in what's missing. So use your ears. That's the fundamental thing. Follow what you know. Follow what it should sound like. What I recommend in Noteflight is make the note, don't have a note selected, because if it's selected, when you press a key, it will enter that note. So listen, but start out by listening to the note a few times. Get it in your ear. Da, that's the D. And now sing the melody to yourself. Now unselect, sing the tune to yourself. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. Okay, something like that. And try to play it on the piano, see what you come up with. Okay, that doesn't sound right. My country. Okay, how about my country? Okay, that sounds better. So what do we have here? Remember, when we skip a note on the keyboard, it's a whole step. So we went from this pitch to this pitch, E. And notice something else. Do we go E like this? My country. No, it repeats the D. My now we know that's an E. Tree. Okay, now I've helped you out on the next one. 'Tis. Okay, and I've also given you the rhythm. But what pitch? 'Tis of. Okay, I'm just going to help you out here and say that it's a D. But if I hadn't helped you out, you could unselect and hunt around a little bit. This is the C sharp. 'Tis of. Okay, that's wrong. That's a whole step. What we want is, and then 'tis of thee, right? So you can also hear in the rhythm that it goes 'tis of thee. So 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. And that's why this is an eighth note on a D, this on an E. Okay, next pitch. I'm going to unselect so that I can play the keyboard. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet. Okay, that is not such a sweet note. That's a sad note. This is a happy song. Let's try again. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet. Okay, good. I like that better. Okay, so I'm going to enter a G flat right there. That looks like the right key. Okay, good. All set. Okay, something's wrong. What have I done wrong? Think about it for a second. Okay, I've committed the sin that every kindergartner has committed, which is to misspell. And the G flat should be an F sharp. On Noteflight, you can change that by pressing the Z key on your keyboard. Now you may have noticed that I kind of gave you a hint that it should be an F sharp by putting an F sharp here. But let's sing the whole tune. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of. Okay, so let's unselect so we can play the keyboard. Sweet land of. No, that's not right. Sweet land of lib. Okay, so we want a G natural and another F sharp. You have to enter the F first and then make it sharp. Oops. Okay, so you can continue like that. Let's just see what we have from the beginning. Okay, and just to make it sound good, we're going to put that in. That's going to be a D. And now the second part of your task, it says write these answers by adding an item somewhere easy in the score. You're meant to identify what the major scale is of this piece. If you know your key signatures really well, which you may or may not, you can count the number of sharps. 1, 2, C sharp, and F sharp. But this isn't the complete story because we don't have a complete scale. You may remember in class, by the way, this is the rest of the melody. So you're going to have a complete tune to work on. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this bar and I'm going to create a new measure on the next line. I'm going to create a line break by selecting the bar number, hit return. Now I have a nice blank staff to work in. And I'm going to line up all of the notes that I have so far, starting with the lowest one, which is C sharp. Okay, so I'm going to put in, the rest is selected, so anything I enter down here on the keyboard is going to enter. So C sharp. What was the next highest note? D. Then we have an E. And an F sharp. And I think the highest one we got to was a G. Okay, we have what we now know is a fragment of a major scale. Question is, what is the major scale? And here, if you know your pattern, your major scale pattern, which I'm going to write for you right up above here, I'm going to put whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, so that we have that for reference. And now I'm going to write what we have. We have C sharp to D. That's a half step. Okay, and I'm entering the text by selecting the note and typing T. I'm going to put these down here, and then I'm going to copy paste the next one. Okay, D to E is not a half step; it's a whole step. E to F sharp is a whole step. Stop me if I'm going too fast. Just kidding, this is a video. And F sharp to G is a half step. So compare what you have here. Half, whole, whole, half. Where do you see that pattern in this sequence up here? Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Well, you don't. You don't see this exact pattern anywhere, except if you remember that this pattern continues. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, and then it goes on. Whole, whole, half, and so on. And you do see this pattern, half, whole, whole, half, in the sequence. Half, whole, whole, half. And so where does that put your tonic note? That's the question. Well, remember that these are steps between notes, not notes themselves. So the tonic comes over here, the second scale degree comes over here, third scale degree here, half step to fourth scale degree, and so on. So if our pattern is between these pitches, then the note just here between those two steps is going to be our tonic, above a half step and below a whole step. I hope this makes sense. Therefore, we can deduce that one of these pitches is the tonic. Now, which one is it? Think about it. Okay, my unconscious was helping you out. I accidentally left the mouse pointing to this D, and that is your tonic. And we are in a D major scale. So now let's write it all the way up to the top. Remember that this half step is actually leading us down from the tonic. I'm going to color the tonic blue to remind you that it's the tonic. And a note below is the 7th note of the scale, but we'll find that out in a second. This is note 1, note 2, note 3, and now we're going to start our pattern here. Whole, whole, half. If you don't remember it, it's up here. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. So from G, we need to go whole, 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 half. So G, up a whole step, up another whole step. Wait a minute. Okay, G to A is a whole step, A to B is a whole step. Another whole step is not C natural, it's C sharp. And then a half step is D. And now we have a lovely D major scale. And as a final step, create a text item right there that says, this piece is in D major. And you're done. Save your file. This is crucial. Go to sharing, say others can view and comment. Even better, say others can make any change to this score. Then I can go and look at your score and correct mistakes and comment on them. Save changes, and you're done. Congratulations, you have transcribed My Country 'Tis of Thee, and you have identified it in the key of D major.